Hi friends. Hey, it's lunchtime, so I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing today. We're not overcomplicating it. You're gonna mess up. You're gonna mess up. Welcome to the journey. It's okay. I just shared a post about how I track. So have always been a pen to paper kind of girl, but I'm actually really loving the BOD app. And you update you figure out what bracket you're in, okay? And then you update how many containers, because they're different. If you've done regular portion fix in the past, gut protocol is different. But maybe you're not doing gut protocol, whatever. Just figure out your bracket. If you need help finding that, please let me know, or whoever is your coach. This is how I track, okay? This is the old school way. I literally use my kids' colored pens and I write down how many I need. I put the date, and then as I go through my day, I just mark it off. Put it on my fridge, I keep it on my counter. If we're traveling, I throw it in my purse. Like, it's not complicated, but if you're not tracking, you won't know how much you're eating. We all are like, oh, I have an idea. Do you really know? And the whole point of nutrition and getting a handle on it is to take back your power. This isn't about restriction. This isn't about punishing yourself. This isn't about anything other than taking back your power and actually figuring out how to properly fuel your body so that if you are showing up for your workouts, you get the most bang for your buck, right, Karen? Right. So this is my old school system. But like I said, I've been using the BOD app, and in the bottom right corner, there's a tracking, and I'm really liking the fact that I can go in and I can change things and adjust them and say, this is what I'm having. Okay. So for lunch today, I'm team batch cook, right? I don't like to meal prep. I just go with whatever sounds good. And so I tend to make bigger dinners so that I can use those components during the day. So I'm not overcomplicating it, okay? I made this kind of, what is it? I don't know, like this Asian turkey stuff. And it was, I don't know, had cabbage and all the things. Well, I'm out of the turkey, but I have lentils. So this is gonna be a red, is it an A or B? I can't keep track, but this is the plant-based protein. So I have my container full of lentils. You'll notice there's no lid. I'm not smashing it down. I'm not allowing it to ruin my joy. I'm simply using this as a measuring device, okay? That's all it is. All right, I have some sad-looking cabbage that I'm gonna use, okay? I have more of the dressing that I made for that Asian style thing, and I'm actually gonna put some of this on my lentils to kind of flavor it up a bit. I have some leftover potatoes. Yeah, and juicy, they're coming out. It's not smashed, it's not flat. I'm not going to lose sleep. It's okay. Again, I'm just tracking it, okay? So here we go. Potatoes, they're gonna be so good. And then I have some of this mayonnaise with sriracha in it. Don't look too closely because my container looks messy. And I'm gonna put a little bit of this on top. So how am I going to plate this? I'm gonna heat up my lentils, okay? I'm gonna toss them with a little bit of the dressing. I'm gonna count that as one red. I'm gonna scoop probably 1.5 of my sad cabbage using my green container, and it's gonna go in here, okay? Green container, warm lentils is gonna go on top, a little bit of dressing, and a little bit of this mayo topping. It's gonna be amazing. On the side, probably, because I don't feel like putting my potatoes in here, I'm gonna have my potatoes. And that is one green, one red, one yellow, and we're gonna say half of blue. Yeah, okay? That's how I do it. I'm gonna make my Shakeology as a snack later. And my Shakeology, I'm using the vegan right now. It's gonna count as one red. I'm gonna put in a handful, I'm not gonna measure, I'm gonna put in a handful of greens, I'm gonna count it as a green, boom. I'm gonna add half of a banana, I'm gonna count it as a purple, boom. Sometimes the things don't fit in your containers. The containers are just a training wheel system. So I want you to actually print or screenshot copies of the food list, especially if you're doing gut protocol, because a lot of things have shifted and changed where they fall, okay? So you look at it, you write it down, you eat it, and you move on with your life. This is not about you restricting. This is not about you losing your power or walking around with your containers in your pockets or your purse. That's not what this is, okay? So yes, if you're doing gut protocol, there is some restrictions. There are some things we eliminate, but it's in line with the ultimate reset where you're trying to figure out what serves your body. If you're following regular portion fix, there's no restriction. If you want to have wine, if you want to drink whiskey, if you want to have French fries, go ahead. You want to have corn tortillas, knock your socks off. But it's about tracking it and again, figuring out what works for you and what doesn't, okay? So if you don't know how to figure out your bracket, please let me know. When I first got my kit and it came like this, I was like, what everything I'm gonna eat is gonna come, this is it. No, I get multiple servings. I get 6 servings of greens right now. I get 4 servings of proteins. I get 2 servings of carbs. Like, there's so much food and there's no restriction if you're following regular Portion Fix. If the containers don't work for you, or if you've been doing the containers and you feel like it's just too much, go look at 2B Mindset. That's all intuitive eating. That has an entirely different style. I personally know people that have lost over 100 pounds doing that. So these are tools for you. It's nothing to handcuff you. I know it's really easy to fall into this perfectionist mindset where it's all or nothing, or you feel so overwhelmed. Like the other day, I was like, this is different. Following gut protocol is different than regular Portion Fix. And I found myself not wanting to eat because I was kind of like unsure what to do. And I was like, that's stupid. I'm just gonna do the next right thing. I'm going to make this meal and I'm gonna follow the containers and I'm gonna look at the list and I'm gonna write it down. And that's the end of it, right? It's an experiment. You're gonna have days that you suck. You're gonna have days you fail. You're gonna have days you mess up, and you're gonna have days you nail this. And the longer you do it, the easier it becomes, the more second nature it is. You're not gonna walk around with these forever. Like, I've been doing Portion Fix for a handful of years now, and to be honest, really the only one I use on the regular, I mean, right now I'm measuring again, but it's usually just my yellows, because yellows are where I wanna have more rice and beans and all that stuff. So, take heart, my friend. I know it feels overwhelming, and I know that you want to do it all right, but that's just, there's a learning curve that goes with this. So it is okay. Trust yourself. And you know what? There's been days where I go over. So I'm honest about it. I go over. There's days I go under, and I write that down. It's a journey, okay? It's not a test. You don't have to turn this into anyone. You're not gonna fail and go backwards. This is about you figuring out what works for you so that you can actually feel good and get really awesome results. And I love that I don't have to be super finicky. Yes, I am counting containers, but I don't have to do some kind of crazy Mad Max math about macros and all these things. I'm just following a plan that someone much smarter and much more educated in this wheelhouse than me put together. That's all it is, right? Right. So if you need help figuring out your bracket, if you need help finding the app, I just made a post in here with like, what does the app look like? Because you know, when you go to download things, you're like, well, which one is it? You want the Beachbody On Demand app, and it's a little blue and white box with a little wave in it. That's where you can stream your workouts if you're traveling. That's where you can log your Shakeology. That's where you can log your before and after photos. That's where you log your measurements. That's where you log your nutrition. There's so many ways. Plus you get all the posts. You get the posts that I'm sharing, and I try and duplicate all the content. So if I make a video in one space, I try and put it in the others so you don't feel like you have to be touching all the different groups, okay? My last and final favorite thing about the BOD app is I can sync the app with my TV. So if I do a workout, when I go to log in on the app, it's like, congratulations, Sarah, you did a workout. Do you want to record it? Do you want to log it in the group? And I like that. I like those little stickers, kind of like badges. Like, I like the checking of the box, the getting it done. And I think that's why right now tracking my containers on the app is working better for me than this. I've been doing this for a long time, and there's seasons where it works better, but I'm finding that it's easy to ignore and easy not to record versus which containers. Like, I want to see, I'm eating the rainbow. I want to see which containers I checked. And sometimes I adjust them. And sometimes, like I said, it's over and it's not the end of the world. You don't go back to day one. You just pick up. You make a note. I had this, and this is how my body felt. That's the whole point of gut protocol, right? Is to figure out what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Okay? Okay, so do your best and surrender the rest. If you have some shame or fear or overwhelm, we're gonna let it go, okay? You're just gonna say, I see you there, shame. I see you there, fear. I see you there, overwhelm. It's okay. I'm gonna do my best and I'm gonna surrender the rest. I love that you're texting me and you're telling me who you are first. Thank you. But like, how would I count this? Somebody sent me a picture the other day of tomatoes. Like, how would I count this? And do I get to count each of these colors as a different plant? Yeah, you need more, first of all, yes. And yes, you get to count all those different colors as different plants. Cool, right? Super cool. All right, so I'm gonna make my lunch. I'm gonna heat up my lentils. I'm gonna make it a party. I'm not gonna overthink it. I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna go on with my life. The end.